Aloft is a pretty interesting take on survival games that is set entirely in the sky with floating islands. And the cool part is you can turn any island into your flying ship. So the game takes place in this world where some mysterious fungus is spreading around and corrupting islands. But unlike most survival games that are often about punishing you for not eating or drinking, Aloft has a more chill approach. You won't die from hunger or thirst. Instead, eating food gives you helpful buffs. So it's more about rewarding you for doing cool stuff rather than punishing you for forgetting to eat. The early game is pretty standard. You wake up on this island and start gathering basic materials like wood and stone. But the crafting system has a neat experimental aspect, since it lets you discover new recipes by trying different material combinations. Once you craft your first glider, this is when things get really interesting. You can fly between islands, each with their own little ecosystem, searching for resources and ancient knowledge to unlock new technology. The whole island to ship conversion thing is likely the biggest selling point of the game. You can basically take any island, slap some sails and a rudder on it, and you've got yourself a flying base. Now it's not quite as simple as that just sounded, because it does take some time, but eventually you will be able to work towards this goal. You can use the wind to power all sorts of machines through a network of cables, which is pretty clever. There's also this whole ecosystem restoration aspect. Some islands are infected with this fungal corruption, and you need to fight these mushroom creatures and craft antidotes to cure them. Once you restore an island's biodiversity, you get access to special resources. Plus, the island becomes more resistant to corruption. The farming and animal care system lets you collect seeds and animals from your travels, bring them back to your home island, and set up your own little sky farm. You can play solo or with up to 7 friends. And when you join someone else's world, you can bring your entire island base with you. The game is gonna be in early access and is planned to stay there for about a year, but it has a solid foundation with 3 different biomes to explore, hundreds of building pieces, and plenty of farming and crafting options. Definitely a nice game if you want something that lets you build and explore without constantly stressing about dying from hunger or thirst. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.